to the final email of the day, and then we'll go on and take some of your guys' live questions. And the final email today comes to us from our friend Ronald Dwight, who writes, "Greetings and salutations, John. So, the Russo brothers said that Thanos is, quote-unquote, permanently damaged in the Infinity War commentary. That, combined with the fact that we haven't seen any Thanos sightings in the trailer, could it be possible that there is another villain in Endgame other than Big Purple?" I like that, Big Purple. Perhaps a character that benefited from the snap and doesn't want it fixed. There's no Doctor Doom or Galactus in the MCU, so my question to you guys is, who are some possible villains for Endgame? Now, this is something we've been talking about around here for a while, is that, look, it's possible that Thanos is in as much of this movie as he was in Infinity War, and he's a dominant player in it. I suspect, and I know a bunch of you guys suspect as well, though I don't know this, I'm just guessing, I suspect he's not going to play that big of a role in the film, which leaves open the idea of, okay, then is there another villain? And if there's another villain, who on earth could that villain be? Could it be Ronan the Accuser come back? Could it be a lot of people speculated a reconstituted Ultron? Other theories. Rob, you're hearing about all this stuff and you think about Endgame coming up and it's so close now. Is Thanos the main villain? And if not, who are some legitimate possibilities that could take the form of the main antagonist in Endgame if you had to guess and speculate?
There's one. There's only one.
Only one?
There's only one villain that it can be. And if you're an Avengers comic fan, there's a triumvirate of recurring villains in the Avengers universe. There is Thanos, there is Ultron, and there is Nathaniel Richards. Who is Nathaniel Richards, you might ask? AKA Rama Tut, AKA the Scarlet Centurion, AKA Immortus, Iron Lad, Mr. Griffin, or as we know him, Kang the Conqueror. It's got to be Kang. Kang is a time traveler. He's been around for a very long time. He's butted heads against the Avengers on numerous occasions. Now, whether we know, I think it's pretty much a certainty that we are going to see time travel in Endgame. We know from behind the scenes photos that there are recreations of scenes from other, like the original Avengers. I mean, we've seen pictures of Steve Rogers in his Captain America costume from the first movie. And if there's time travel involved in any way, shape, or form in this movie, Kang has got to be in the movie. I mean, he's the next obvious big bad. Now, what's interesting is he'd have to be played by somebody, even if he's just a CG creation like Thanos, who was played so brilliantly by Josh Brolin. They've kept, if this is in fact the case, if Kang is in this movie, or whatever villain is in this movie besides Thanos, what a great secret they have kept. And I think there's a reason why the trailers haven't shown us shit. I mean, we've seen a Thanos skeleton. We've seen his armor hung up on a pole, out in the field,
like a scarecrow.
It's the Thanos scarecrow, where he's growing his crops now, because once you're Thanos and you've killed half the beings in the universe, what do? You grow vegetables. And I think that I honestly think, with all of my heart, the same way I believe that we're going to see Galactus. No, never mind. I think Kang is in this movie. I really do. I think it's going to be, if we get the quote unquote bang trailer and we get it in April or whenever we're going to get it, I think we're going to see Kang in that trailer.
And
whatever villain we're going to see, and they're going to unveil it, and people are going to be like, holy shit, Kang is played by, it's going to blow our minds.
Javier Bardem is Kang the Conqueror.
Maybe he's playing the same villain he played in No Country for Old Men, and he's going to kill people with a cattle prod or a cattle killer, whatever that thing's called. I mean, I think it's got to be Kang, man. It's got to be Kang.
There are a couple things, though, we got to be very, very careful of here. I always tell people, I've been saying this for years, be very cautious, because what we as fans do, we'll see a leaked set photo.
Right.
And we will start to build. This is what we do. We start to build and construct entire movie-sized theories and assumptions based around an out-of-context, candid, leaked behind-the-scenes photo. One of the best examples of this, I remember when Batman versus Superman was in development, and a picture got leaked of Scoot McNairy standing on set with green leggings.
Right.
Like regular clothes on top, and then like from the knees down, green leggings. And the narrative instantly all over the web was confirmed. Scoot McNairy is the Flash. And there goes, because why else would you have green on his legs? And this is what happens when we construct, and we all do it, me included, we construct this entire philosophy and theory structure around one leaked photo. And granted, there is leaked photos that came out from the set that would, in one way, suggest maybe time travel is involved. But like in the Scoot McNairy situation, there are 1,000 other possible explanations for it. And I think a lot of us, me included, have kind of bought in on some level or another that pretty much confirmed that we're going to get time travel in these movies. But we have to stay cognizant of the fact that maybe it doesn't. Maybe there's another explanation for that. Maybe it's a quick, dream sequence of what could have been or what would be different. I mean, we just don't know. There's a lot of different explanations. If there is time travel in Avengers Endgame, the Kang character does seem to make sense. It does seem to make a lot of sense. I still don't know how on earth they would have kept that under wraps if you have the main villain is Kang and they just never got out. I will concur with you, Rob. It would be one of the greatest coups that the Marvel's ever been able to do as far as keeping things under wraps and keeping things secret. So I don't know. I still think the main bad is going to be Thanos, or the circumstances themselves will be ultimately the villain.
Right.
But
I
Kang
agree
is a possibility.
I agree with you. If there is no new big bad, it's the circumstances itself. But then if that's the case, and look, Kevin Feige has said that they've modeled this after the final episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation. All good things. And it was a situation that was brought about and by Picard himself, and he had to solve this. But I just don't see that as being satisfying from a comic book movie point of view. They need a villain of some kind. And what's really interesting is the time stream is imagine if you're Kang, let's say you're living in the future, and one day half the people just vanish. Like what if Thanos' snap, if there's a continuum, they haven't defined the rules of time in the MCU. They kind of have started with Doctor Strange. We saw how there could be causality or time loops. Well, what if there's time is a continuum and all moments are happening at the same time, and Kang in our future, suddenly half the people in his time stream disappear, and he comes back and pinpoints in the multiverse, where did this event occur that wasn't supposed to occur? And he comes back to be like, what's up? What happened? And suddenly he's the one that has to preserve some, I don't know. I mean, whatever it's going to be. I just think
there's a lot of different possibilities.
Yeah.
Lots of different possibilities.
Dude, we're a month and a half away.
We're going to find out soon enough. All questions will be answered soon enough.